What if the world runs out of lithium? In the age of silent engines and glowing screens, one element powers the pulse of modern civilization: lithium. It flows through our devices, our cars, our cities, and even our vision of a clean, sustainable future. But what happens when that pulse begins to fade? When the Earth's lightest metal becomes our heaviest burden? Every message sent, every mile driven, every promise of a green tomorrow, all depend on one fragile element buried beneath deserts and salt lakes. From the white plains of Chile's Atacama to the frozen plateaus of Tibet, mankind digs faster every year, draining ancient waters and leaving behind toxic scars. The faster we dig, the closer we move toward depletion and destruction. As electric vehicles multiplied, so did our addiction. A single car battery consumes 12 kilograms of lithium, and demand is expected to triple by 2030. Yet the Earth cannot expand to match our hunger. Each ton extracted poisons groundwater, destroys fragile ecosystems, and leaves salt flats shimmering to death. The green dream, perhaps, was never truly green. The lithium's dangers don't end at the mine. Inside our homes, our pockets, our cars, these batteries hide another risk: fire. A tiny puncture, a surge, a defect, and the cell can explode in seconds. Laptops ignite mid-flight, scooters burst into flames in city streets, and electric cars burn with chemical fury impossible to extinguish. When lithium burns, it releases toxic gases: hydrofluoric acid, carbon monoxide, and heavy metal dust. These fumes linger in the air, contaminating soil and water. Firefighters around the world face a new kind of disaster, one that water cannot quench and sand cannot smoke. The price of progress is written in the smoke that rises from burning batteries. And then comes the storm of geopolitics. The United States and China, the twin giants of technology, wage a silent war for control of lithium and the chips it empowers. China refines over 70% of global supply, building an empire of batteries that stretches from Africa to South America. Meanwhile, the United States responds with tariffs, sanctions, and alliances, trying to slow a rival that already dominates the future. Every political move sends shockwaves through the markets, shaking the foundations of the digital world. The result: rising prices, supply shortages, and chaos. Car companies halt production. And beneath it all, the world begins to realize energy and data are no longer separate forces. And without lithium, both begin to die. No batteries mean no mobility. And without mobility, civilization itself starts to stall. From hospitals running ventilators to satellites orbiting Earth, every heartbeat of modern technology depends on one fragile chain. And that chain is rusting fast. Imagine a world where devices fade to black. Planes grounded. Data centers cooling in darkness. Governments scrambling to reopen coal plants just to keep the lights on. The dream of clean energy ends not in fire, but in silence, one dead battery at a time. Even as the last mines dry up, sparks of innovation ignite across the globe. Scientists in Seoul, Silicon Valley, and Stockholm race to create the next generation of energy. Solid-state batteries, sodium-ion cells, graphene storage, and even quantum capacitors. Others look beyond Earth itself, to the asteroids rich in metals, to the ocean floor, to the forgotten corners of recycling plants. Maybe the salvation we seek doesn't lie beneath our feet, but above our sky. Yet one truth remains: technology without wisdom becomes its own extinction. If we cannot learn to limit our appetite, to consume less, to recycle more, the next element, whatever replaces lithium, will face the same fate. The problem was never the metal, it was us. Maybe this crisis will awaken us. Maybe the scarcity of lithium will force us to rethink progress, to create a civilization that values balance over speed, purpose over profit. Can humanity evolve faster than its own greed? Or will the end of lithium mark the end of our electric age? A civilization powered not by fire, but by charge, standing at the edge of silence. One metal gave birth to the digital era, and as the last spark fades into darkness, we are left to wonder. Was the price of progress worth it?